OK, an update now on the Queen's health, and the 95-year-old monarch has cancelled planned virtual engagements after testing positive to COVID.
This does seem like a good sign, does it? The Palace releasing a statement overnight claiming the Queen is experiencing mild symptoms and will continue with light duties, although, as we just said, some of them are being cancelled. Let's bring in royal commentator Dickie Arbiter with the latest. Dickie, what's your insight on this? Do you believe the Queen is sicker than we're being led to believe?
I don't think she's as bad as people might think she is. She has mild cold symptoms. And if you've got those, we all know what happens with cold symptoms. You get the sniffles, you get a runny nose, and the last thing she wants to do on Zoom while having audiences with incoming ambassadors is to be wiping her nose. So better being safer than sorry, and a little bit, I won't say embarrassment, but it's better to keep the Queen away from anything like that until she really feels 100%. She's got an audience with the Prime Minister tomorrow. That's usually on the telephone, and there's no reason why that shouldn't go ahead. She's doing light duties. She's doing her red boxes on a daily basis, which is official correspondence, which she has to do. So everything is reasonably well. Trouble is the Windsor bubble has been penetrated by COVID. A number of people at Windsor have got the virus, and that hasn't helped in keeping the Queen free from it. But I would imagine that she's pretty much heading towards the mend, and we just keep fingers crossed that everything will be fine for her to go to the diplomatic reception next week at Windsor Castle.
Yes.
And what do you think this all means, bigger picture with respect to her Platinum Jubilee celebrations, Dickie?
Well, her Platinum Jubilee celebrations, as we know, the main thrust of them are not until June the 2nd through to the 5th. So there's a long time between now and then. And it's hoped that the Queen will undertake certain duties, certain visits, but her secretarial staff are going to have to pace her very carefully because she is 95. She's going to be 96 in 2 months' time. And, we've got to recognise she is frail. So she's not as robust as she was, say, a year ago, but she will want to get out and about. So maybe one engagement a week. We have to wait and see. Wait and see what the private secretaries come up with.
All right, Dickie, let's move on. The Duchess of Cambridge has arrived in Denmark on a solo tour. We are desperate to see pictures of Kate with our very own Princess Mary. What's the situation there?
Well, she's there as part of the Royal Foundation for the Development of Children, Learning Care, and she's learning from Denmark because Denmark are the leaders in developing children at a very early age, their well-being, their mental well-being. And today she's been to the University College there, who are leaders in the well-being of children. Lego have got a play group there, and we've seen her go down the Lego slide. She's learned about child psychology. Tomorrow she's joining the Crown Princess Mary, who is very much involved there with abused women, and that is something the Duchess is very close to. And the other thing tomorrow, she will be officially welcomed to Denmark by Queen Margrethe, who this year is celebrating her Golden Jubilee, 50 years, while our own Queen is celebrating her 70th. So it's a year of jubilees.
It is. It's a royal feast in Denmark at the moment too, isn't it? Dickie Arbiter from London, we appreciate the update. Thank you.
Well, now the latest on the Queen's health. The monarch forced to cancel planned virtual engagements today. She continues to receive treatment for COVID. The Palace releasing a rare statement overnight saying Her Majesty is still experiencing mild symptoms. Royal editor of the Daily Mirror, Russell Myers, joins us now from the UK. Rusty, good morning to you. Good evening, London time. The Queen, well, she is unwell. The Palace, well, they're not really letting on that much, are they?
No, they're not. Good morning, Karl. I mean, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword for the Palace because if they say too much, then they're sort of breaching their own private medical issues that we've had in the past with the Queen. However, the Queen was forced to cancel 2 engagements today. They were going to be virtual on Zoom, but she stepped away from them. She didn't fancy getting all dressed up, hair and makeup, and who could blame her, to be honest? I mean, she's got COVID. She needs to be putting her feet up. She's got a call with the Prime Minister tomorrow evening, and if she did miss that, that may tell us a little bit more about her condition.
She's so stoic. I mean, just even the shots of her over the last week or so, you know, fulfilling all of her duties. She's an unbelievable woman, isn't she? And without her, I mean, you've lost Prince Charles. Well, not lost him, if you know what I mean. Camilla. You've got Harry, who's suing the royal family, and you've got Andrew. Well, we don't know whether we're going to see Andrew ever again. So there aren't that many people out there to fulfil all these obligations unless she's around.
No, I mean, listen, she's still at the top of the tree, still carrying out her duties remarkably well. She did look a little frail last week, and she did remark to one of the defence officials you see there that she couldn't move very well. However, I'm told she's still in good spirits, and we you know, until we know more, I think we've just all got to give her our best wishes at the moment.
It is a terrible thing though when a plus 90-year-old gets corona. We don't know how serious it is, and there's been some speculation, obviously, and then some word from the palace. Do we think it's worse than what it is? I think is the question everyone wants to know.
Well, the issue for the palace is that they, you know, they weren't too truthful when the last time she was in hospital, and that caused them a bit of an issue. However, I mean, they're saying mild cold-like symptoms. I think if it was more serious, then surely they wouldn't be playing it down too much. However, this call with the Prime Minister Boris Johnson tomorrow is key, and if she was to miss that, I mean, who could blame her not getting doled up for a Zoom call? But if she was to miss a telephone call. Well, I mean, you know, hair and makeup.
The Queen doesn't get dolled up, Rusty.
No, she got a pretty nice hairdo, Karl, and a bit of makeup on, you know. But listen, if she's not taking a telephone call, then I imagine that that would be a bit more of an issue, and that may tell us a little bit more about how she's feeling.
I mean, I'd be more inclined to see Boris Johnson with a little do and some makeup on before I see the Queen making too much of an effort with him. Lots happening. Also, what do we read into Princess Kate being overseas at the moment? If it was serious, wouldn't she have stayed in town?
Well, you'd think so. I mean, Kate is in Copenhagen. She's been visiting one of the Lego play factories, all learning about early child development. One would have assumed if it was serious with the Queen that she wouldn't have gone. Prince William was again at Windsor Castle doing an investiture today, and Prince Charles was doing a visit to a cathedral in the west of the country. So
he's back.
You would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, he's taking a few days off. He's only just returned from his holiday. But you would assume if it was really serious with the Queen, then they would all be rallying round, and they all seem to be doing their own thing. So I think that's probably as much as we're going to get, and that's probably quite a good thing for us to hold on to.
Indeed, Russell. We wish her all the very best, a speedy recovery. Good on you, my friend. Lovely to see you. Appreciate your time.